Yo, what up, dogs? Last night I went and saw The Little Mermaid, and I went and saw it in IMAX at 6:50. It was a packed crowd. Like, everybody was there, man. It was crazy. We had moms with their daughters. We had teenagers. We had dads with their daughters, dates, single people. Like, it was just full with everybody, you know what I'm saying? It was a great crowd, and I have to also say, like, we laughed at the right things, we groaned at the right things, and I think in general, the general response to the movie was, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of left the theater going, it's a movie, it's okay. I don't hate it. I don't think it's the worst movie ever made. Sure, it's a little long. Some of the songs didn't need to be added. I watched the original before I saw this one, and it matches a lot of the beats of the original. All the beats are in there from the original, just paced out a little differently because it's a longer runtime. So I don't think we needed to add in this extra padding, but I also thought it was a good movie. And all the songs were good. Like, the classic songs were good to hear again. Like, I just heard the originals, and then hearing these new modern takes on the songs, which they're still the same songs, it's just different singers. I was like, this is serviceable. I enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed the songs. But the movie itself, it's an okay movie. I don't think it's nearly as good as the original, but I also don't think it's bad. I think it's just a good movie. Just good, which is good, right? It's a good movie. Would I ever watch it again? No. Would it go into my collection? No. Do I think other people are going to watch this multiple times? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they'll watch the original more than this one. I don't know. But I do know one thing. The people around me were interesting. I had a group of girls behind me, like teenagers, that could not stop talking throughout this entire movie. And I had, beside me to the left, was a couple that was on a date with, like, their friend was with them too. And there was no fight happened, but words were exchanged. Like, the dude was like, could you girls please be quiet? And they tried. And then, like, they kept just bickering. And they were hilarious because they were saying comments that I was thinking as I was watching this movie. So they were I was laughing. There was some scenes in this movie where I was like, this is silly. Why is this in the movie? And they were saying it out loud. And I'm like, man, these kids get it. These kids get it. They get it. And then later, the friend that was with the group was like, could you guys really be quiet? It was annoying, but also funny because we were both all laughing at the same things. Those girls got it. So that's what I'm saying, man. The movie, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. It's not great. It's not the best thing I've seen all year. It doesn't even come close to Sisu or John Wick. But here we are. It's an okay movie. It's good. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. So this movie is directed by Rob Marshall. I've never seen anything directed by him before. This is my first experience of him. It was fine. The CGI in this movie, I know he's not the director of CGI, but I do have to say, like, I purposely picked the IMAX movie so I could see the best resolution because the trailers really did not sell me on this movie at all. The trailers really looked super muddy, super murky, no color. And I was like, there's no way they made this movie with no color. Like, I have to see this in the best resolution. So that's why I chose the IMAX version. And I have to say that 50% of this movie is beautiful. And then I would go probably 30% meh. And then 20% is like, why is it so dark? Why is it so murky? But in general, it wasn't too bad visually to watch. And there are some actually pretty stunning looking scenes. It's not nearly as good as Avatar 2. That underwater stuff that Avatar 2 did, next level. Like, Little Mermaid doesn't even come close to it. If that's what we're going to compare, like, water technology and water CGI, does not even come close to it at all. But it's a good attempt. And I have to say that the CGI on the mermaids kind of looked bad at times. Like, really fake. Like, it always looked like they were never in water. It kind of looked like they were on, I would say, like, wires and being, like, spun around in the water. So there's certain things like that. And, like, there are scenes, too, like, where obviously they are in water. And I was sitting there thinking about it, too, going, like, I have to give props to Ariel, who was played by I believe her name is Halle Bailey. I'm going to probably say Halle Berry a couple times in here, but hopefully I don't. And I thought she was good. She was fine as Ariel. I didn't think there was any big difference. I don't care. I'm not a person about... I don't care who's playing Ariel. I don't care if she's white or black. Man, I don't care. I don't care. All I care about is Ariel still cool from the first one to this one, or from the original to this one? And I have to say, yeah, I actually was kind of into Halle Bailey's portrayal of Ariel. She was fun. She was very princess-like. Like, she was fun. She was fun. I would say she's fun. She's not super cool. She's not wielding a sword and stuff like that, even though the ending is a little wonky. But that's story-wise, not her fault. And there's CGI on her as a mermaid where I'm like, this doesn't look right. But it's fine. You know what I'm saying? It's serviceable. And the girls in the back were, like, complaining about her hair, which was interesting because I didn't care. I'm like, whatever. And the one girl, she literally said, Ariel's hair is supposed to be red, not orange. And I kind of sitting there going like, well, like, you're right. Like, you're not wrong. But like this girl, she was very adamant about how much she did not like her hair not being like that, like stark red, like blood red. That Ariel's hair in the cartoon is some, I don't even know what color of red that is. Fire engine red? It's red. So that might look weird in CGI 2023 humans. I don't know. But the kids in the back didn't like it. Made me laugh. I also thought she could sing. It was fine. She has a new song that she sings in this movie, which absolutely is garbage. And it's not garbage in the sense of like the lyrical content or she can't sing it. It's where it shows up in the movie because who cares about spoilers, by the way? If you haven't seen the 89 animated movie, it's the same movie. It's the same beats. It's the same everything. The only thing they added in the original is a little bit more padding around a lot of stuff, which makes this movie 2 hours and 20 minutes instead of the original, which I think is like 93 minutes, right? So there's a lot more padding in this film. So if you've never seen the original, I'm sorry. It's going to be spoilers. I don't care. You've had your chance to watch the original, and I tell you, you should watch the original. Anyways, there's a song in here because she doesn't have her voice anymore, right? She does the trade up, and so she's singing a song on the island with Prince Eric, and she can't sing it, so it's just being sung like voiceover, and then there's like some like dream sequence where she can sing all of a sudden, and because she's daydreaming it, right? It's such a weird scene. I'm like, this song doesn't need to be in here. This is weird. She can't use her voice. Why is she singing? Whatever. Actually, there is one cool thing in this movie I did like. What was that? The siren song. I actually like that they incorporated the siren song of the mermaid lore into this movie, of like her song can heal, and it can also be used for luring in sailors and stuff like that. But that's how she saves Eric when he drowns, and she brings him to shore. She uses her siren song, and that's how they play that up, which is still in the original. She sings to him, but they don't actually say it like, oh, she's using her abilities, her mermaid abilities, which I thought was a cool little note. I liked it. Let's get into it. Prince Eric is played by Jonah Javier Hauer-King. Sorry if I mispronounced your last name incorrectly. He's fine as Prince Eric. The girls in the back did not like him, but it was funny because there is a scene they were like, he's not handsome. Like, they didn't buy into him as being the handsome prince. But there's a scene later where Ariel and Eric are in his like chamber of trinkets. Obviously, all princes have trinkets. You know what I'm saying? And Ariel, aka Halle Bailey, is like 5'2", and he's like literally like 6'4", and the girls in the back are like, oh my god, he's so tall. I couldn't stop laughing at these kids. They were hilarious because that as soon as they saw the height difference, the one girl was like, he's so tall. It's so dreamy. They were kids. They were hilarious, man. So he was fine. I have nothing good or bad to say about him. He has a horrible song, by the way, which I can't remember the name of the song. And his song is absolutely laughable. And it's not laughable, again, in the content of the song. It is the way the song is delivered to us. It's almost like an old 1980s music video. And in my mind, I'm sitting there, I'm like, why is he not singing on the pirate ship? Then all of a sudden, they do like a wash fade into him on the pirate ship singing. And I'm sitting there going, I laughed. I was the only person that laughed. I literally audibly laughed at this entire sequence because he's just like floundering, no pun intended. He's just floundering around the island going like, woe is me, I want to leave the island, I'm a prince. That's his whole song. And it's just laughable. It really is. You have to see it to believe it, because like there's scenes where he's like on the edge of the coast and the waves are crashing up on him and he's just like, oh, it's so wishy-washy. It's horrible. The direction of it is horrible. The song might be good. I'd have to listen to the song on its own. But in the context of the movie, not good. We have Ursula, who's played by Melissa McCarthy, sorry. She's cool. She's not as cool as the OG at all, but she's very good. Like, I actually enjoyed her in this role, and she kind of made me feel like Ursula was like she made me feel like Ursula was Ursula. I think the animated version of Ursula is very animated. But she's very sexy. She really plays up her voluptuousness and her sex appeal, and she saunters around a lot. And on this one, I don't think Melissa McCarthy really played up the sexiness of Ursula. I don't know. It just made me sit there and go, there's that little element missing. But she was still a pretty good Ursula, and she was funny, and the song was good too. Like, she sang the song. The only thing I was sitting there thinking, going, did I miss the part where she tells Ariel the rules of the engagement? And also, I kind of missed the concept of the contract being signed from the original. They don't do a contract in this. It's more of just like, you sealed the deal with blood. She gets, like, Ariel takes fish scale and gives it to her. But I like the contract idea more in the movie in that. We have King Triton, who's played by Javier Bardem. He was fine. He's just a king. There's a cool element in this movie. Well, is it cool? I don't know. Because they play up that Ursula is Ariel's aunt, which means she's the sister to King Triton. And I don't know if that's cool, but I like the original more where they're not related. But Ursula used to be like the queen of Merland. I don't know what Ariel's homeland is called in this movie at all. I don't even think they ever say it. But Ursula used to be the queen at one time. And I was like, that would be a cool idea for a movie or a series, just talking about like the war between brother and sister, or Ursula and Triton. I thought that would be cool. In this movie, I don't feel like there's this, the tension's there between him and Ariel, but I feel like the cartoon movie did it a little bit better. But also the sacrifice, the payoff of King Triton in the anime movie is also better, because in this one, it just feels like it just happens. Like, it's more of a conflict. Like, it doesn't feel like he's actually trying to save Ariel from the contract, and he doesn't trade his soul to free her. It's more of a fight, and it's stupid. Where the original is like, yo, you better sign the contract or else. And he does. He gives his life for her so Ariel could be free, because like he's trying to redeem his dickheadedness for everything he did to Ariel that pushed her to land and stuff. So that was his redeeming arc. A lot of the redeeming arcs in the original aren't really in this movie. And we'll get back to that near the end. I just want to go over some other quick things here. Sebastian is played by David Diggs. He was the best part in the movie. He was hilarious. Everyone laughed at his stuff. I think his CGI was fine for a crab. Like, I think they did the best they could. The song "Kiss the Girl" really came across really creepy. I thought in the original one it was also creepy, but this one seemed creepy too, especially the scene where like they're about to kiss and he shows up underneath the hat and starts singing again, and everyone in the audience started laughing when he restarted singing. It was hilarious. But he has all the best jokes. He has all the best quips. People in the audience were laughing every time Sebastian was saying stuff or doing stuff. He was the best comic relief in this movie. And I actually really enjoyed him 100%. He made it the movie more pleasant to get through. If he wasn't in this film, whew, it might have been a slog. It might have became not a good movie. We have Flounder, played by Jacob Tremblay. Yeah, it's Flounder. He doesn't look cool. He just looks like a fish. And I'm going to bring back to the kids because there's a scene where he's swimming, but he's swimming above water like a shark fin in a sense. So he's above water, like you see the top of him. And Sebastian's swimming and Ariel's swimming. And the kids in the back were like, why does Flounder swim like that? And I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, this looks dorky. Why is Flounder doing this? And there's a lot of moments where Flounder just looks dorky. And I died laughing. There's a scene where Ariel gets scooped up with a fisher's net. That's how she gets put back into the kingdom. And Flounder's just laying on the... He's just laying in the fish net. And he's trying to tell the story. And Sebastian pushes him off the edge because he's going to drown. He's going to drown or suffocate because he's not having any air. I couldn't stop laughing. No one else laughed, but I thought it was a hilarious scene. Anyways, Flounder, yeah, he's there. And then we have Scuttle, played by Awkwafina, and that wasn't good. When I left the theater, there was these two women walking to their car, and we were going in the same direction. And the girl was like, I don't understand why they keep casting Awkwafina. Her voice is so annoying. Couldn't they have gotten anyone else? And I was like sitting there going, yeah, couldn't they have gotten like, what's her face? Kristen Wiig? Like, she's McCarthy's buddy. Like, why couldn't we get that voice in there or something? Like, it's just something. But Awkwafina, oh boy. Like, sure, she makes a good Scuttle voice because Scuttle is an annoying bird. But he's way cooler in the movie. The original, because he's kind of chill, and I forget the voice actor that does that guy's voice, but I liked him in the original more. This Scuttle, okay, there's two things about Scuttle. Let's get into it. The first thing about Scuttle, when they first introduced Scuttle, he's a bird that dives down and eats fish, right? Like all birds do. So he dives down and sees Ariel, and then he's hanging out underwater for like a cool 5 minutes. And I'm sitting there going, why is this a scene? Like, why can't we have it the original where he's on the rock with the captain's ship and all that? Like it's way better in the animated version. Just seeing Scuttle hanging out under the water for 5 minutes, and then when Ariel leaves, Scuttle's like, "Yeah, I gotta get up top. I need some air." And it's like, something about it was just so wrong and out of place. And also, speaking of out of place, there's a song in here called The Scuttlebutt. I think that's the name of the song, and it's Awkwafina's song / rap, and it is absolutely garbage. And I think everyone in the audience was just like, shut up, let's get on with this movie. Like, they could have cut that whole thing out. I was not feeling her at all. What else we got on here? That's pretty much it. One last thing, I think I have to mention, the end sequence is okay. Like, it follows all the beats, but the downside is Prince Eric doesn't kill Ursula. It's Ariel that does it. Like, it's the same sequence where she does the ship and puts it into Ursula's body, and Ursula dies. Like, all that happens, but it doesn't have the same impact of Ariel doing it compared to Eric doing it, because you need Eric to do it to show that the humans, or to show and prove to King Triton that humans aren't that bad, and that he was willing to sacrifice everything for Ariel, like to save Ariel. So there's that dynamic, and that's what precedes Triton to be like, yeah, I'll let you marry my daughter, I'll give her the legs, and everything's happy after. In this version, Ariel does it, and I'm just kind of like, the onus, is it the same? It just didn't feel the same. It just didn't feel the same, because like they just went on, or like, oh yeah, she's got legs. The mer people in the kingdom of humans are together. Let's get married. Blah blah blah. It's like, I don't know. It just didn't have that same impact story wise. I think that's all I have for my notes. I think that was it. In general, it's okay. It's an okay movie. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. It's an okay movie. I'm gonna go see The Machine next. And if you like this movie or watch this movie, tell me what you thought about it. Sorry for the review being a little too long, but I'm out of here. Have a good weekend. Enjoy what you're watching. I'm out. Peace. Bye, everybody. Bye.